Driving can be a pleasant and safe experience if each road user is willing to share it with others. The Lagos State government has created a road system where fewer people die or are seriously injured. We can perfect the system if we all play our parts. As a road user in Lagos, you can contribute by choosing to travel at a safe speed for the road and conditions such as the safety of your vehicle, the weather, other traffic on the road, and your level of experience. Give driving the respect and attention it deserves. Share the road safely with others. Stay sober and drug-free behind the wheel and ensure others do the same. Please do your bit for safer journeys on our roads. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o. Vehicle Inspection Service is the arm of the government that ensures that vehicles plying various roads are roadworthy at all times. The Traffic Law 2012 provides for road traffic administration and makes provision for road traffic and vehicle inspection in Lagos State and other connected purposes. The law is binding on all Lagos State road users and is enforced by the Vehicle Inspection Service and other related Lagos State road management authorities. The duties of the VIS include the following: inspection and issuance of roadworthiness certificate (RWC) to all types of vehicle. Maintaining sanity on our various roads and highways by ensuring that all vehicles plying such roads are roadworthy at all time, that is, by daily road checks and special operations. Training and testing of drivers for driver's license. Testing and training riders for rider's card. Organizing seminars and public lectures. Carrying out inspection on accident vehicles. Certification of driving schools. Please cooperate with the VIO to avoid embarrassment, and remember, a roadworthy vehicle keeps you alive. For further information, call 0803 4006 683 or 0803 474 8716. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o. Main types of signs and road markings. The road signs and markings are your guide for maximum safe use of road. It forewarns of the road situation and avoidable dangers ahead of you. Observe and obey every traffic instruction. Road marking. Lines on the road are meant to show the alignment of the road. The lines are reflective so that you can clearly and safely follow the road even at night. Road markings also indicate number of lanes on the road. The broken white lines indicate where you may overtake other vehicles, while the continuous white lines prohibits overtaking. Lanes. These are spaces on the road, demarcated by lines to guide a traffic flow moving in the same or opposite direction. Signs. Traffic signs are your safety guides on the road. It forewarns of the road situation ahead of you. Have a good knowledge of the signs and be able to interpret the message ahead of you. Recognize the signs by the special shapes and colors. Think safety. Act safely. Regulatory signs prohibitory. Regulatory signs are mostly circular in shape with red and yellow circles, with the exception of the stop sign, the only 8-sided traffic sign. It means come to a complete stop at intersection. Proceed when it is safe to do so. No right turn. No U-turn. No left turn. Overtaking prohibited. Give way to traffic on left. Speed limit maximum. No horn. No entry for all vehicles. Parking prohibited. No waiting. No stopping. Regulatory signs mandatory. Those with blue circles but no red border. They give direction to be followed. Direction to be followed. Keep right. Divided 2 lanes, 2 ways ahead. 2 lane ways ahead. Priority to approaching vehicle. 2 ways. Keep right. Pass either side. Warning signs. Warning signs are usually triangular in shape with red perimeter. The only warning sign with inverted triangular means yield or give way. Y-junction. Carriageway narrows. Carriageway widens. Narrow bridge. T-junction. Intersection with major road. Intersection with minor road. Dangerous bend left. Dangerous bend right. Dangerous double bend first left. Dangerous double bend first right. Pedestrian crossing. Children crossing. Beware of animals. Railway level crossing with gates. Roundabouts. Slippery surface. Ferry. Failing rock. Uneven road. Loose chippings. Give way. Informative signs. These are usually rectangular in shape with green background conveying a particular information or direction. Parking or lay-by. Hospital. Direction sign to airport. Direction sign to train station. Direction sign to wharf. Place name. Route assurance sign. Driving procedure. Remember, driving requires the presence of mind. Be sure your vehicle is in good condition before you hit the road. Carry out all necessary routine checks. Make sure you have genuine and valid vehicle particulars and driver's license. Assume a comfortable position behind the wheel. Safety tips. When you grip the steering wheel, adjust your seat and the backrest to obtain arm's length distance, then fasten your seat belts. The advantage of this is to get you well protected against head and chest injury in the event of an accident. Hold the steering wheel at 10:2 or 2:4 dimensions. Adjust the inner and side mirrors to obtain good view of your rear without straining your head or neck from your seating position. Selecting the gear. Gear 1 is potentially used to move from stationary position, and the normal speed should be between 0 to 20 km per hour on speed meter reading. Gear 2 and 3 are used to gather momentum. The normal speed should be between 20 and 50 km per hour. Gear 4 and 5 are used in maximum speed. The normal speed should be between 50 and 100 km per hour on the speed 0 meter gauge. For automatic gears, the majority of gear selector positions are marked. P. Park must never be engaged whilst the vehicle is in motion, as it locks the transmission and prevents the car from moving. R. Reverse. N. Neutral. D. Automatic drive using all forward gears and a configuration of 1, 2, 3 and 4 for manual selection, or a symbol such as a plus or minus sign for upward or downward manual changes. For normal driving, the lever can remain in D and allow the transmission to make automatic adjustments according to road speed, engine loading and accelerator position. The don'ts of driving. Don't drive if you are below 18 years of age. Don't drive without a valid driver's license and vehicle particulars. Don't drive if you're not physically or mentally fit. For example, epileptic seizures, hearing and visual impairments. Don't drive in a vehicle that is not roadworthy, such as vehicles with bad windscreen, defective headlamps, rear lights and indicator lights without inner or side mirrors, bad or worn-out tires, rickety vehicle or vehicle with hazardous emission, black thick smoke. Don't drive without due consideration for other road users. Don't drive under the influence of drug or alcohol. A learner driver must be accompanied by a licensed driver. Don't drive on the expressway if you're a learner driver. Don't drive with kids occupying the front passenger seat or with a baby sitting on your laps. Do not make use of phones while driving. Don't drive with pregnant or nursing mother sitting in the front passenger seat. Do not take the risk if you are not skilled in night driving. Give priority to BRT buses at intersections. Do not drive on BRT lane or corridor. Do not overload your vehicle with goods and passengers. Don't drive with livestock in the passenger's compartment. Don't drive when you are consumed by anger. Don't drive with a divided attention. Do not park 7 meters from a road junction. Avoid double parking. Do not park in unauthorized areas. Do not use your vehicle for other purposes, for example, using private vehicle for commercial purposes. Do not cross the yellow box markings except the road is clear. Do not eat or drink while driving. Slow down when you approach bus stops. Slow down at zebra crossings and stop for pedestrians, if any. Hazards and emergencies. Tips for handling driving emergencies. Sometimes, no matter how careful you drive, you may still find yourself in an emergency situation. This section describes how to handle emergencies when they arise. Tire blowouts. Tire blowouts can be dangerous, especially if you're driving fast. They can cause your vehicle to lose control. You can try to avoid having a blowout by checking your tires regularly. The manufacturer's specification for tire pressure is indicated on the tire and on the inner side of the door. If a tire has a large cut or bulge or is much worn, it needs to be replaced. If you do have a blowout while driving, you should avoid pressing the brake. Grip the steering wheel firmly. Ease off the accelerator. Try to keep the vehicle on its path. Signal and steer to the side of the road once you've reduced speed. While driving, if your windscreen shatters, you should steer by looking through the side window if you can't see through the windscreen. If you have been concentrating on the road ahead by using the 12-second rule, you should have a good mental picture of the road, which will help you steer. Avoid pushing a hole in the shattered glass unless absolutely necessary. You will probably cut your hand and pieces of broken glass will be blown into your eyes. Pull over and stop as soon as possible. Once you have stopped, punch out the shattered glass using a jack or another tool. Drive at a reduced speed to the nearest windscreen repairer. Vehicle fire. If you think your vehicle is on fire, you will need to act immediately. You should signal and pull over to the side of the road. Get yourself and any passengers out of the vehicle as quickly as possible. Keep everyone clear of the vehicle and try to warn oncoming traffic. Call emergency lines 767 or 112. Use your fire extinguisher if it's safe to do so. Bonnet flying up. You can try to avoid having your bonnet fly up by remembering to refasten your vehicle's bonnet securely whenever you open it. 2. Pulling over to the side of the road immediately if you notice the bonnet flexing or coming loose while you're driving. If the bonnet flies up while you're driving, you should steer by looking through the gap under the hinge of the bonnet or out the side window. Brake smoothly, indicate and move over to the left-hand side of the road. Brake failure. You can try to avoid this happening by checking your brakes regularly. Always replace worn brake pads immediately and top up the brake fluid levels whenever necessary. If your brakes do fail while driving, change to a lower gear, automatic vehicles included, to help slow the vehicle down. Pump the brakes hard and quickly to make use of any capacity still left in the hydraulic brake system. Gradually pull up on the handbrake. Don't pull too hard or you may cause the rear wheels to lock. Warn other road users by switching on your headlights and hazard lights and sounding your horn. Look for an escape route such as a wide shoulder of the road, a flat field or an uphill road. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o. Speed limits. Excessive speed is one of the biggest killers on our roads. Remember, the faster you go, the more likely you are to be killed or seriously injured in the crash. Safe speed guidelines. You can drive at any speed under or equal to the limits, provided your speed is safe for the traffic conditions. For example, slow down if you are on a busy road or if there are pedestrians or cyclists around. Your speed is safe for the road conditions. For example, slow down if the road is winding, bumpy, narrow, wet or dusty. Your speed is safe for the weather conditions. For example, slow down if it's raining, windy, dusty or foggy. You can stop suddenly behind a vehicle that you're following. If a vehicle ahead of you stops suddenly and you run into the back of it, you will be legally responsible. You can stop in half the length of clear road you can see in front of you and on a road with no center line or lanes. You can stop in the length of clear lane you can see in front of you on a road with a center line or lanes. Slow drivers. If you're traveling slower than the speed limit and there are vehicles following you, you must keep as close to the right side of the road as possible. Slow lane. Pull over as soon as it is safe to let following vehicles pass. Don't speed up on straight stretches of road to prevent following vehicles from passing you. Compulsory speed signs. A speed limit is the maximum legal speed that you can travel on the road under good conditions. Signs showing the speed limit are displayed beside the road. These signs usually have a red border, which means that the sign is compulsory. Examples of speed signs are open road, expressway, speed limits. This sign means that the maximum speed you can travel at is 100 km per hour. When following other vehicles, remember that some vehicles have lower speed limits and you may have to adjust your speed. Some vehicles have a lower speed limit, such as light vehicles towing trailers. Speed areas. Police will strictly enforce a 5 km per hour tolerance of the posted speed limit outside schools, kindergartens and play centers during high use times. This will apply within 250 meters of the boundaries on each side of the school. Some schools display signs that are turned on before and after school and other times, such as lunchtime, to inform drivers of child traffic. Curve warning signs. These signs warn you that you are coming up to a tight curve or bend in the road. The number recommends a safe and comfortable speed to drive at around the curve. Driver fatigue. Many fatal crashes are caused by people driving when they are tired. If you feel tired, don't drive. Don't risk your life or those of other road users. To help you avoid driver fatigue, get a good night's sleep before driving, preferably 8 hours. Avoid driving during the hours when you are normally sleeping. For most people, this will be between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. If you normally have a mid-afternoon nap, then you should avoid driving at that time. Make sure that following a period of sleep, you are fully awake before driving. Don't drink even small amounts of alcohol. It will make the effect of fatigue worse. When taking long trips, plan your journey to include rest breaks. Share the driving if possible. Snack on light, fresh foods. Avoid consuming fatty, sugary or carbohydrate-filled foods which can make you tired. If you still feel sleepy, don't drive. Find a place to rest. Find a place to sleep for an extended period or for the night. About driver responsibility. Becoming a driver brings with it many responsibilities which are explained in this section. Some are related to owning a motor vehicle, while others are the responsibility of all drivers. Registered person's responsibilities. If a motor vehicle is registered in your name, you are responsible for making sure that the following requirements are met. Requirements: you must be 18 years and above. Possess a driver's license, vehicle license, insurance certificate, valid roadworthiness certificate, MOT certificate, private, Hackney permit, commercial. Driver's license. You cannot obtain a driver's license by proxy. It is an offense to encourage touting or tout. Download your driver's license application form at www.nigeriadriverslicense.org. If you are obtaining a license for the first time, Step 1. Attend training at an accredited driving school. Step 2. The driving school will then present you to the Vehicle Inspection Officer (VIO) for a driving test. Step 3. Pass the driving test and obtain a certificate of proficiency from the VIO. Step 4. Complete the driver's license application form at the Driver's License Center (DLC). Step 5. Pay the license fee online or at the bank. Step 6. Present your application form to the Board of Internal Revenue (BIR) officer and VIO at the DLC for endorsement. Step 7. Proceed to the FRSC officer at the DLC for biometric data capture. Step 8. Obtain a temporary driver's license. Step 9. Pick up original driver's license at the State Licensing Agency. If you're renewing a license, apply online at www.nigeriadriverslicense.org. Pay the license fee online or at the bank. Present your application form to the Board of Internal Revenue (BIR) officer and Vehicle Inspection Officer (VIO) for endorsement. Proceed to the Federal Road Safety Corps officer for biometric data capture. Obtain a temporary driver's license. Pick up the original driver's license at the State Licensing Agency. Registration. All vehicles driven on Lagos roads must be registered. When you register a vehicle, it is added to the Motor Vehicles Register. Once a vehicle is registered, it is issued with registration plate and the current vehicle license. A certificate of registration is also sent to the person registered as the owner. Before a vehicle can be registered, it must have been given a Vehicle Identification Number (VIN) and be approved for registration by an approved vehicle inspector. Note: when registration of a vehicle is done in a company's name, For example, Lagbaja and Sons Limited, the vehicle automatically becomes a commercial vehicle. Relicensing. Relicensing is sometimes confused with registration. Relicensing is the payment of a fee to use a vehicle on the road. All vehicles used on the road must be relicensed regularly and must display a current license label on the windscreen. A vehicle license is valid for up to 12 months. Most vehicles must be licensed continuously. This means that the license fees must be paid from the expiry date of the previous license. That is, if you renew your license after the expiry date of the previous license, the license fees will be backdated and you must pay these. Eko ni baje o. Responsible driving. Responsible driving means driving with the safety and convenience of all road users in mind. A driver must not operate a vehicle in a condition or manner that could cause injury to any person or animal, annoyance to any person, damage to any property, distraction to the driver. So, before driving your car, pay attention to any warning signs on your dashboard. Carrying people or packages. Holding a package, person or animal in your lap or arms when driving is dangerous. Ideally, put packages in a secure place such as the boots. If this isn't possible, put them in a place inside the vehicle where they won't hurt anyone if the vehicle stops suddenly. Noisy and smoky vehicles. You must not drive a vehicle that makes a lot of noise inside or outside the vehicle due to the way in which the vehicle is being driven, the condition of the vehicle, any other means such as a car stereo. Makes noise that's likely to cause annoyance to any person. Makes smoke for 10 seconds or more. Make sure your vehicle's exhaust system and silencer are in good working order. This will prevent gases and excessive noise entering the car. Using the horn. When using the horn, it should only be used as a reasonable traffic warning. It should not make an unnecessary or unreasonable, loud, harsh or shrill noise. Drivers are prohibited from honking their horns at hospitals, courthouses and government secretariats. Spare tire. Some cars have a space-saver wheel as spare wheel. Space-saver wheels are much smaller than the vehicle's other wheels, so they take up less storage room. Space-saver wheels are for emergency use only and are not designed to be used over long distances. If you get a flat tire and replace a wheel with a space-saver wheel, you should only use it to get directly home or to a place where the flat tire can be repaired or replaced. Cell phones. While you are driving, you cannot create, send or read a text message on a cell phone or use a handheld cell phone to make or receive a phone call. This includes accessing online services in any way. If you must make or receive calls, please pull over and stop in a safe place at the side of the road to make the call. Eating. In Lagos State, drivers are prohibited from eating while driving. Crashes. Unfortunately, crashes do happen on our roads. As a responsible driver, you need to know the signs that show you are coming up to the scene of a crash and what your responsibilities are if you are involved in a crash or if you come across a crash. Tips for dealing with crashes. If you are the first on the scene of a crash, your actions could help save the lives of the people involved in the crash and make it safer for other drivers coming upon the crash scene. Here are some things you can do to help make the crash scene safer. Do not panic. Call for more hands. Provide adequate warnings to other road users in order to avoid further accidents. All vehicles should be parked properly with their hazard lights on. If people have been injured in the crash, you should call an ambulance as soon as you can. Dial 767 or 112 for emergency services and dial 0802 9818 252 to report traffic incidents. Your vehicle. Car requirements. Features your car must have. To meet the Lagos State Vehicle Inspection Service requirements, your car must be in a good condition. For example, no rust around safety areas, and it must have the following equipment in good working order. A number plate light at the back. B. 2 red reflectors at the back. C. 2 red position lights at the back. D. 1 or 2 red high-mounted stop lights at the back. E. A working horn. F. A rear view mirror that gives a clear view behind. G. A good sun visor. H. A windscreen that meets safety standards and is clean. I. Functional windscreen wipers. J. A working speedometer. K. 2 good headlights that can be dimmed when another vehicle comes towards you. L. 2 or 4 stoplights at the back. M. Flashing director indicator lights at the back. N. A good silencer and exhaust system. O. Mud guards. P. Safe tires. The tread depth must be at least 1.5 mm right around the tire. Q. Working safety belts. R. Good foot brake and handbrake. S. Doors that open and close safely. T. Safe steering. U. Flashing director indicator lights at the front. V. 2 white or amber position lights at the front. Note: this checklist is a guide only. When inspecting your vehicle, the inspector will use the criteria in the Vehicle Inspection Requirement Manual. For further information regarding vehicle requirements, please call 0803 4006 683 or 0803 474 8716. Carrying a load on your car. Do not overload your roof rack. Your load must not extend more than 3 meters forward of the front edge of the front seat or 4 meters behind the rear axle. Your load must not extend more than 1.25 meters on either side from the center of your vehicle. Note: if a load extends more than 1 meter beyond the back of your vehicle, you must tie on a white flag or a red, orange or yellow fluorescent flag. The flag must be at least 40 centimeters by 30 centimeters in size. The load must be tied on firmly and must not touch the ground. Sharing the road. Sharing the road with pedestrians. Please look out for pedestrians whenever you are behind the wheel. Always be ready to stop near schools, bus stops and pedestrian crossings. Be careful when driving past parked vehicles. Pedestrians may walk out without warning. You must slow down to 20 kilometers per hour when passing or coming towards a school bus that has stopped to let children on or off, no matter which side of the road you are on. Sharing the road with over-dimensioned vehicles. You will sometimes see over-dimensioned vehicles, such as vehicles carrying heavy-duty trailers on the road. Because of their size and because they travel slower than other vehicles, you need to be especially careful when driving near them. You will usually have advanced warning of extremely large vehicles, as they have pilot vehicles traveling with them to warn you. Oversized vehicles will be equipped with hazard panels, beacons and flags. Slow down and be prepared to do what the pilot vehicle instructs you to do. Be patient. A few minutes of traveling at a slow speed is better than risking a crash. Be extremely careful when passing and only pass when it is safe and legal to do so. Remember that wider or longer loads can make passing more difficult. Sharing the road with motorcyclists. Motorcyclists are highly mobile but less visible and therefore more vulnerable. It is important to remember to check your mirrors and blind spots before turning. Look behind you before opening your door or changing lanes. Beware that most motorcycle indicators don't automatically turn off like most other vehicles. Don't be fooled by an indicator that stays on. Acknowledge motorcycles always need a whole lane. At any time, a motorcyclist may suddenly swerve or slow down to avoid road hazards. Motorcycle riders, Okada. Motorcycles are highly maneuverable and very convenient vehicles. They are different from other motor vehicles because, being on two wheels, they must be kept in balance by the rider while in motion. Because of this, it is important to know and practice safe riding techniques. Key riding skills. 1. Okadas or commercial motorcycles are exempted from riding on highways and expressways. Do not ride on unauthorized areas to avoid your motorcycle being impounded. Ride at all times on the right, except you are turning left at a junction or crossroad. Do not ride in between two moving vehicles. All roads and traffic laws apply. Obey traffic lights. Always be thinking, what if? What if that vehicle doesn't stop at the give way sign? What if that child ahead runs out in front of me? What if that dark patch on the road on the corner is oil? What if that vehicle that looks as though it is moving left to park is actually slowing to do a U-turn? Driving at night. Driving at night is more dangerous than driving during the day. To improve your safety on the road at night, make sure your helmet screen and lights are clean. Ensure you wear a reflective clothing. Watch for pedestrians and motorists. They are harder to see at night. If you're blinded by the lights of oncoming vehicles, slow down or stop. Try to keep your eyes on the left side of the road so you're not looking directly at the light. Riders' requirements. Okada or motorcycle users must have a valid rider's card, valid motorcycle license, valid roadworthiness certificate, valid insurance certificate, valid Hackney stage permit, and 2 crash helmets. Keeping your motorcycle safe. It is important that you keep your motorcycle safe by maintaining it and making sure any modifications are legal. Maintenance. A motorcycle needs more frequent attention than other vehicles. When something goes wrong with a motorcycle, it is more likely to cause a crash. The only way to stop problems before they cause trouble is to regularly inspect your motorcycle carefully and fix things right away. Make sure you read your owner's manual carefully and check the following items each week. 1. Tires. 2. Wheels. 3. Controls. 4. Chains and sprockets. 5. Shock absorbers. 6. Fastenings. 7. Brakes. The wrong modifications can make your motorcycle wear out faster, make it harder to handle, and make you less comfortable when riding. Think safety. Act safely. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o.